Hello, welcome. In today's experiment we're going to make copper sulfate. Now we're going to make copper sulfate by reacting copper oxide with sulfuric acid. Now to do this we're going to heat the sulfuric acid and then we're going to react it with our copper oxide. Now we're going to keep adding copper oxide until all the sulfuric acid has reacted, and then we're going to filter it to get rid of any excess copper oxide. After filtration, the copper sulfate will be dissolved in the water. Now, by evaporating the filtrate, we can get nice copper sulfate crystals. So, let's measure out our sulfuric acid first. Now, I've got about 40 ml in here. We're going to add that to our beaker. Yeah. Now, we're going to heat this until it's almost boiling. We're going to use our roaring flame for this. Sulfuric acid has heated up now. So we're going to remove the Bunsen burner and we start adding our copper oxide. So we're going to do it by the spoonful. Now stirring it until the copper oxide disappears. So hopefully you can see it's changed color and it's starting to go clear now. So that's a sign for me to add a little bit more. Okay, we're going to stir it again. Okay, I've stirred it now and we can see that it doesn't go clear. So there's still unreacted copper oxide. And that's what we want, because we know now all the sulfuric acid has reacted. Then it's time for our filtration. And we use this filter paper for it. So what we do, we fold it in half, then again, then we open up one side to open it up like this. And then we're going to put it in our filter funnel, then we can start adding our reaction mixture. So we're going to add that in. Now we can see that the filtrate is coming out clear. So the copper oxide that hasn't reacted is not dissolvable in water. So that will stay in the filter paper. Now, because the copper sulfate is dissolvable in water, that will pass through the filter into the flask. Now, the flask, as you can see, just has the clear copper sulfate solution. Now, as we can see, after filtration, the unreacted copper oxide is left in our filter paper. Alright, so now filtration has finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our copper sulfate solution to the evaporation dish. Now this dish we're going to heat and then any water will evaporate, so then the crystals of copper sulfate will be left. Now as you can see, the liquid is starting to boil now. And on the side you can see the copper sulfate crystals forming. Now we're going to stop it there and let the rest of the liquid evaporate by air. Now after we've left our copper sulfate solution for a while, this is what happens. So all the water has now evaporated and we're left with our crystals. Now as you can see, some of the crystals are quite small, which means they have formed quickly. Now other crystals are quite large. Now the large crystals form when the evaporation is slowly, which means that the large crystals are able to build up. So in today's experiment, we made our own copper sulfate by reacting sulfuric acid with copper oxide. Now we saw that we used two different separation techniques called filtration and evaporation. So, hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye!